Hello everyone, I'm Andrew. I'm going to give you a tutorial today on how Below Decks works. It unfortunately is a very complicated system, and it's by design. It's not for ease of use, it's for functionality. If I made it for ease of use, I would have made a very different setup for it. So I'm just going to kind of go through like all the core ideas and like how you should set up everything and whatnot, what's on, so forth. So what I'm actually going to do easily, or to make this a little bit easier, is I'm just going to go ahead and buy a private server for myself. Um, it just makes it so I don't have to wheel with anything else. Roleplay server. How much is it? 71 Robux. Are we serious right now? That's crazy. Wait. Wait a second. I made the price of 71 Robux. So why am I complaining about it? Little weird, little weird. Okay, anyways, we're gonna join the game here. This is a fresh account. This is my alt, Zykeela. Some of you guys know who he is. He's a pretty chill guy. I like him a lot, but we'll figure it out from there, you know? Wait for, wait for it to load, you know? Agreed with this, create all loading screen. Which did just load. Perfect, awesome. It should load for you. If it doesn't load, it's okay. All I have to do is just do this chat/console. And you should get this window that appears here. And all you have to do, Windows key Shift S. And you're going to take a screenshot of that. And you're going to paste it in my Discord server so I can see it. If you ever think anything's ever broken, please send it in the Discord. So, this is the server. I can see the server. This thing is a dev. I'm going to go ahead and click Start Voyage. Alright, so, obviously if we click play, come in here. Obviously I have some staff roles, so this account is not the best example to use. If we go to shop, however, we have a bunch of empty stuff. If you want to buy Robux, money with Robux, you can do that here. Don't know why you want to do that, but I guess you could in theory do that. So you want to start out with is you're going to have no roles. So if you wanted to buy third class passenger so you could walk around, here you go, third class passenger. So essentially how this works is you have your role, your information on the role, the price of which is required, which in this case I have 35 money, so I can buy these two roles and the experience acquired. Essentially every role costs 200 experience in addition to the amount of cash or money. You earn that experience by working in the game essentially. And to combat AFKers, you have to press a certain number of prompts for your given role every in-game day to be able to be eligible for pay. And there's a math calculation that figures that out for you. So I'm going to go ahead and buy Trimmer, and I'm going to go ahead and buy Fireman. My money's now down. It's okay. We're all good. Back. This settings bar will eventually work. I don't have it working right now. Later update for sure. Engineering. Click this button. Fireman. RP name. John Davis. Aw. Jacob B. Hey, it works. Same thing here. So, who is Eva Loves Micronations? I have no idea who that is. I don't know how they got in here as well. Alrighty, now that I've taken care of whatever was problem, we can get started with the tutorial. So starting off, if you see a prompt and it says Ensign Engineer Plus, or any rank that is not your rank right here, you cannot use that prompt. If you try to use it, nothing will happen. And I will know that something will happen because something will print to this console, except it's not because the game is still broken. No, I'm just kidding, it doesn't actually print to the console. Anyways, starting off, you have your taskbar here, you have your ash bucket, your oil can, your rake, your shovel, your watertight door key, and your wheelbarrow, all of which can be used. If you're to hold down on your object, you now can drag it around and you can move it 2 different slots. For me, I like how my shovel's number 2, my rake is number 3, and my wheelbarrow is number 4. That's just how I like having it. It's up to you, though. That's just what works for me. In addition, if you don't like this being down here, just drag it somewhere else. Say, I don't know, I want to be over here. If you don't like this being here, not a problem. Just drag it away. Same thing. Drag that stuff down here. Put this button here. Put this button here. Or put it here. Or put it here for some reason. I don't know why I want to put it there, but you could. Anywhere, it doesn't matter. I can make our UI look like this. I can take this and put it all the way over here. And if I hit tab, it goes away. Well, only on desktop though. But I'm going to leave it there. I like it there. This honestly looks fine to me. I'll probably leave it like that. It's up to you though. The customization is there. Unfortunately, due to some hard code, you cannot change where the taskbar is. But that should not be a problem. Maybe in the future, I might have something along the side here that'll effectively emulate the taskbar. I might add another menu item that might do the same thing. I don't know though. We'll figure it out. We'll see from there. Anyways, let's get started with the tutorial. First set of business, set this wheelbarrow down. Second order of business, take your shovel, scoop some coal, and shovel it in. Now you're going to spam click while also hitting shovel. And you're going to do it until your XP stops increasing, because that's when you know that your wheelbarrow is full. Or maybe not. Something I'll have to look out for. It's alright, all good. Now that our wheelbarrow is full, and there's a bug that apparently doesn't make it do it, that's alright. I got this right here. This is a bug. See this bug? That's how you know it's not working. We got to do with that bug. Windows Shift key S. Take a screenshot of that, and you're going to post it in general saying, @ng, I found a bug. Please fix it. Easy enough to say. All good. Alright, let's take this wheelbarrow to the boiler room. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to drop some coal down. And there's our coal. Right there. It's beautiful. I love this coal. Looks awesome. But let's first get a little bit of a tour around the boiler room. So, the boiler room has 3 stokeholds. So, this is the coal bunker room. This room will not be in the game in probably a year or 2. Then we have the stokehold number 3, which is the forwardmost stokehold. This one has an ash ejector unit, a coal bunker here, a coal bunker there, and boilers 16, 15, 14, and 13. So this is the stokehold number 3. If you're assigned to a boiler in this stokehold, this is where you ought to go. Remember 13, 14, 15, 16 means stokehold number 3. This is a stoking indicator. This shows you what furnace to fire, if it's working, if the chief engineer decided to actually make it work. I'll show you where it is in the engine room. You cannot press it unless you have an engineer role, which you can get by doing some work and getting some experience. That's all good. Sounds amazing. Alrighty, let's move on to the next stokehold. This is stokehold number 2. Here you can find boilers 5, 6, 7. Interesting. Boiler 8, boiler 9, boiler 10, boiler 11, and boiler 12. If you are assigned to stokehold 2 and a boiler from 5 through 12, this is where you're supposed to go. This indicator is for this side, this indicator is for this side. So basically, if you're operating a boiler on this side and you want to fire a furnace, got to look at this number here. This number here corresponds to each one of these furnaces. So if it says 1, you want to fire this furnace. In this case, it says 3, so you want to fire this furnace. However, this number does not matter on startup. So what that means is that if you're on startup and you need to put fuel in all the fires, ignore this number and make sure you bring your boiler up to pressure before starting to look at this number. Alrighty. This is stokehold number 1. This is closest to the engine room. Here you'll find boilers 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2 are starboard, 3 and 4 are port. Same deal here. We have an ash ejector station here, a coal bunker, and you guessed it, another coal bunker. This, as you might notice, is making a lot of noise. This is a vent. This makes sure that there's pure ventilation for the boilers to be able to get fire and so that you can breathe pretty nice while on duty down here. Because in reality, it gets pretty smoky, pretty hot, and pretty dusty. You want some clean air going in to make sure you can breathe properly. Alright, let's jump upstairs. That's probably my favorite part. We're now in the catwalks. This is the Stockholm #1 catwalk. Now we'll go inside the fumes, and we'll go up top the boilers. So, we'll talk about the engine steam valves. Each boiler has one of them, as you can see. Each double-ended boiler will have two. Essentially, if you're a leading fireman and you're asked to open up steam for a certain amount of boilers, you're going to come up to here, and remember, this is boiler 1, this is boiler 4, this is boiler 5, and that's boiler 8. You know exactly what boiler to do, because actually what really should happen is I should add a number on here that tells you what boiler it is. That would actually be a really nice touch. That would be nice for people who don't know what's going on. All you gotta do is just open the steam valve, and that'll send steam to the boiler, to the engine room. There's one over here, and of course there's another one over here. This one's a little bit easier to access because the funnel uptakes are a bit more directed to properly where they're supposed to be. Which, if you really want to do some tomfoolery, you could, of course, just climb. But unfortunately, you can't make it very far. It's alright, it's all good. Hop back down here. Now, wonder what stokehold we're in. I don't know. We'll find out. We're not where we're supposed to be. That's all good. We'll come in the engine real quick. We'll give a tour about how this works later in a later date. For right now, you don't need to worry about this because you're not an inside engineer. You are a fireman or a trimmer. This is a soaking regulator. This tells you how long to fire each furnace. So if this says fire each furnace every 8 minutes, this stoking indicator will go off 4 times every 8 minutes. 1 for each furnace. Ooh, interesting. Alrighty, let's get down to business. We want to open our flue. In this case, we're assigned to boiler number 6 and boiler number 5. That's what we're in charge of. We're going to open the flue to our boiler. We're going to increase the water flow about 6 or 7 times. Yes, that is intentional. 6 or 7 is the optimal water level. So right about there should be good. Alright, next order of business, we're going to open our dampers. We're going to take our shovel. We have some coal in the shovel already. That's all good. We're now going to hit T to shovel coal. And just like that, we now have 1 furnace fired. Now, when you're starting up from startup, you want to make sure you put about 4 shovels of coal into each one of these furnaces. That is the optimal level to get it running quickly and efficiently, and to get it up to about 200 psi. That is the number that you want to reach. If you get it up to 350, you're doing something wrong. Now here's a little trick that you can use to make your stoking go faster, and for you to gain more experience. If you come here, you hold down T, and then quickly click it again. So I clicked T 3 times there, and I held it for exactly 1 second, because that's what the timer is. You now have triple tapped with 1 coal. You can quad tap too, just to be a little faster. And boom, just like that, we now have 2 shovels of coal in each of our furnaces. Let's take another shovel. 1, 2, 3, 4. We now have 3 shovels of coal in each furnace. 4, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we didn't make the quad tap there. That's all good. We'll just grab another shovel. Throw it in there. Alrighty, I love it. I love it. Alright, we now have 4 shovels of coal in this boiler. What we can do now, we can close the dampers, because you can just look in here and see if there's fire. You can look in here and see there's no fire. Open the flue. Increase our water flow. 3, 4, 5, 6. Alrighty. Open our dampers. And guess what? Time to shovel. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've lost track of count here. I don't exactly know which, how many shovels you put in there, but you'll probably know because you watched me do it. Unfortunately, there is no way to tell. I mean, if you really wanted to, what you could technically do is, if you get really good at this, which I have not, you can come down here, click on toggle prompts. Now you don't see the prompts anymore. You can look in here and see how much fire there is, because the fire actually scales proportionally to how much coal there is. So if you know, in this case, is that a singular pixel of discontinuity on the... How did I not notice that? Is that on this one too? Is that on all of these? Oh my god. Oh no, it's not. It's just light, I think. Okay, we're good. So yeah, if you look in there, you can see the fire level. And if we turn our prompts back on, and turn them off again, look in here and see, just compare the amount of fire. Just look at them. I'd say it looks about equal, so I'm pretty confident that I put 4 shovels in. Alrighty, sounds awesome. Now it's time to play the waiting game and wait for our boiler to build some pressure. Of course, like in real life, boilers take time to heat up. In this time, if you're looking for something to do, you can go work with a trimmer. You can grab some more coal from the boiler rooms, or from the boiler rooms, the coal depository over there, or a nearby coal bunker. Of course, if you also need to work on your boilers, continue doing that. What you can also do in the meantime is just like that. We have some pressure building in this engine, in this boiler. But if you notice what's interesting, this boiler here does not have pressure. I wonder why. Let's increase the water flow. I bet you if we increase the water flow a little bit, we get some pressure. That's where you have to look at these waters and make sure that you put them in the right level. Of course, it looks to be that this boiler is in fact at the same level. So what has happened? Well, it's probably a bug, but we'll figure it out because we'll take a look at this. There's no bug, which means there's no problem. If you don't think there's enough pressure in your boiler, it probably means you need more coal. All good. I'd always do like 1 or extra 2 times. That's usually enough to get it going. Maybe then it'll get working. Now obviously here, our pressure here is about 100 psi. That's not where we want it to be. So we'll come down here, we'll choose some furnaces, and I'm going to put 2 shovels of coal in. We'll see what happens to the pressure. We'll watch and see what happens. This one is starting to build some pressure. That is awesome. We'll wait for it to build up its pressure and see where it goes, and we'll watch this one for now. What this one will do will tell us exactly where we need to be, because then we can put more pressure or more fuel into the boiler. Here's another fun fact. Once steam is pressurized, it takes less time to bring it back up to pressure. However, if there's no pressure, nothing will happen. Look at that, guys. We have just been paid for the previous day. We got a paycheck of 6 money plus a 9 money bonus. That's awesome. What do we do with that? Well, I'll tell you. We just got money and experience. Each role has a specific pay attached to it. In this case, the fireman gets paid 6 money per day. Now, because we've done a little bit of experience here, we have 39 experience. It takes a look at experience, and it calculates a bonus check on top of that. So, if you use more prompts during the day, you will get more than your 6 minimum pay, which means you'll always get at least 6 money, but you can always get more than that, which is awesome. Look at that. Our pressure's going down. I wonder what happened. Well, I'll tell you what happened. We probably have to rake out some ash. All good. Don't worry about it. We'll come down here. We'll take our rake, and we'll rake it out. There we go. There's our rake. There's our ash. As notice here, it's a trimmer. If you don't want to do it yourself, go call a trimmer. Hey, trimmer, come take up this ash. Yes, sir. Trimmer will come over here with his ash bucket. We'll collect the H to collect 1 pound of ash. We'll come over here. We'll make sure there's no ash in here, which of course there is right here. All good. We'll rake some ash out. Alrighty. We'll collect some ash. Perfecto. We're all good. We're all set. We now have 2 pounds of ash in here. What to do with this ash? I'll tell you. We'll walk over here to the nearest ash depository, and we'll just dump that ash. And all of a sudden, we're all set. We can get back to stoking. Now, as we're working on these boilers, if the engineer decides they're just going to use your boiler for whatever purpose, you might see this gauge right here change. That is your flow gauge. That gauge tells you how much pounds per hour the steam is leaving your boiler at. So if this gauge goes up, your pressure is going to go down. So it's up to you to keep your pressure between 200 and 250 psi. Now why it's going up right now is who knows. This one appears to be stagnant. I bet this one's still going up because we're putting coal into it. But this one here, 150 psi, that's not good. Let's choose 2 random furnaces. Let's take some coal. And we'll shovel it in. And all of a sudden, now we have a little bit more pressure to move it up. This one here is creeping up. That's okay. You can leave it here. As long as it doesn't go too high, you should be good. However, this is getting a little bit concerning. Not to worry. There's a couple things you can do here. If you think your pressure is going a little bit too fast, you can use your rake, and you can rake something out from the fire. Pressure's still going up, and it's going up a little bit too high than you want it to be. Find another furnace. Try to do this evenly. It'll more distributely even your heat out, which will make your pressure a little bit more consistent. It's still going up. That's not a good thing. That's not a good sign at all. So we'll find another rake. We'll rake out some fire a little bit. And we'll see what's going on. As you can see, our pressure is starting to go back down. That's awesome. Let's go take one last look at our console. We're good. Doesn't look like there's any errors. Already logged this one. We should be fine. We're all set. Hallelujah. This one looked me some good pressure. I like this pressure a lot. It looks really good. Alright, so that's all you have to do as being a fireman on board the steamship. If you're a trimmer, obviously, we'll go over your trimmer rules now. So, let's say, I'm bored of this. I want to be a trimmer for some reason. I don't know. You're going to click that menu button. It's going to reset your character. You're going to come back to this store. You're going to click on roles. You're going to click on engineering. And you're going to make sure you have your trimmer role bought. You should, because you should, why not? This role is here. What it does, who knows? I don't know. We'll find out. Who knows? Alright, we'll put their play button. Engineering. Trimmer. That's a bug. That should not be there. We'll take a look at what the bug is. Nothing. Alright, I'll look at it later then. Technically, we're a third-class passenger now, which means that we should not be listed in the fireman ranks, which means there's probably an issue somewhere. All good. We'll take a look at it later. Alright. Jacob B is back in action as a trimmer. And nothing is here. Interesting. Let's come and take a look at what's going on. Alright, there seems to be some bugs, and I finally figured out what the problem with this second loading screen is, because it's had this problem before. All we gotta do, fellas, is go to General Chats, and at Engie, I found a bug. Please fix it. Alrighty, we'll take a look at that later. So, what's going on here is, I'm not too sure. So, apparently nothing in the frame loaded, which is really weird. If it doesn't load, just try resetting your character. And I seem to fix the problem. We look to be all set. And we're all set. Cool. That is a really weird bug, though. I will have to look into why it does that. It shouldn't do that. I have had that problem before, and I'm not too sure what the issue was exactly. So what I think I might do with that sort of script is just put like some clause in that says delete everything. But that's really weird, because what's happening with that is that when the second loading screen dupes out of wherever it's supposed to be, for some reason it doesn't dupe the entirety of the thing, which is weird because Roblox is the one that replicates it. So it must be a Roblox issue if it's not being replicated properly to the client. So that's what I feel when I see that sort of thing. And it's just really annoying. Also, this does reset. It has to reset, because if it doesn't, then I don't even want to go into it. This was like 4 days of trying to fix to make sure it did even what it was supposed to do now. Alright, come back here. Set our wheelbarrow down as a trimmer. Your job. This is about all the trimmer's going to do for the rest of his life. So, this is obviously a bug. I'll look into that later. Trimmer's job, literally just run around, drop coal everywhere. It's about all I have to do. About all we ever have to do. Obviously, I'm not a fireman anymore. Can't do any of this. That's all good. Don't worry about it. We're all set. And that's how I have to be a trimmer and a fireman on Below Decks too. Hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you have any questions, send them in my Discord server. I'll see you there, fellas. And I will talk to you all in about a day, or whenever you decide to DM me, because I got a lot of DMs lately. We'll see what happens. Catch you fellas on the flip side.